it. Oh, wow, what a shot. That's going to be it, people.
Good evening, Pool Player Nation. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for coverage of the 2025 APA Pool Player Championships, presented, of course, by the American Pool Players Association, and our coverage brought to you by our friends at PoolDog.com. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I am joined by the Hall of Fame legend, the striking Viking, Ava Lawrence. Ava, we've got the second half of today's doubleheader here in Pool Dog Arena. We've got the 8-Ball Doubles Championship and $5,000 on the line.
Well, this is following a great match with the ladies division, and I feel like this is about the most amount of matches we have done in a week because some of the events moved to the spring as opposed to in August, and I don't know. I'm excited for this one. We only have this one, then we have Masters, then we have the 9-ball singles. And that's going to wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a little bit of a marathon to go. But before we meet our finalists in the 8-Ball Doubles Championship, let's give you a quick breakdown of some of the key rules here in this match. Of course, APA rules will apply. Teams can consist of any combination of men and women. Players alternate shots, not turns, and there is one coaching timeout per team per game. Now, matches are played according to the 8-Ball Doubles race chart. We'll give you a look at that race chart. Tonight, each of these teams has a combined handicap of 10, which means we will be looking at a 4-4 race. Now let's meet our championship finalists. First up, from Douglasville, Georgia, we have Taking Care of Business. And from Orange County, California, we have Joining Forces. Once again, these two teams competing for $5,000 in first place prize money this evening. The runner-up will take home $3,000. The players are ready to go. Let's take you down into Pool Dog Arena for the start of the APA 8-Ball Doubles Championship. And for the lag, we will see Will Brown from Taking Care of Business and Dave Wormbrand from Joining Forces. Dave is a skill level 6. Will is a skill level 4. Dave wins the lag. He will have the break. The referee is going to prepare the rack. Nice shot there of Pool Dog Arena. Whereas Ava mentioned, we have had non-stop championship action since Monday. All started with the 9-ball doubles on Monday. We had 5 tiers, or 5 championships in the 8-Ball Classic on Tuesday. Yesterday we had the Wheelchair Championship and the Jack and Jill Doubles. Earlier today, the Ladies 8-Ball Championship decided. And here we have arrived at the 8-Ball Doubles Championship. Once again, Dave Wormbrand will have... I'm sorry, no, they switched it up, Ava. This is Chet Hale now at the table. Dave took the lag. Chet's taking the break. Chet is a skill level 4.
You just mishit the top ball there and went straight into the pocket. So ball in hand here for team Taking Care of Business.
And this is A.J. LeBranch. Should also mention our referee here is Terry White.
Terry, an experienced referee. He was reffing for us earlier as well in this event. And while AJ's taking a look here to try to figure out what he wants to start with, looks like he's going to start with the stripes. Oh,
Oh,
just went right off.
maybe
Four
not.
and scratched. Yeah, well. But we just want to say thank you to all the referees, all the volunteers, all the help that is given to make this event what it is. All right, since that was not on the break, it's going to be ball in hand anywhere on the table. Well, having a hard time making up his mind. I don't blame him because there's a lot of different options, none of them great as far as running out. So he's just going to get his partner Chet in position here for the 2.
Well, the two of these guys have been playing together for several years. Back in California. And Dave actually credited Chet with getting them this far. He said he's made one amazing shot on the 8 after another throughout the tournament. So we'll see if he can do some of that amazing shot making here in the championship.
You know, Dave is the skill level 6 of this team. Chet's a 4. But if you have a 4 that can come with the big shots here and there, usually the 6 will kind of move things along and set everything up. But trust me, they get out of line too. And then if you have a 4 that can just come with the big shots once in a while, and apparently that's what Chet did and got him here. Both of these teams are made up of a skill level 6 and a 4.
That brings Will back to the table.
We have the 9-ball shootout just started today, so an awful lot of matches. Anybody playing in the tournament more or less should be playing today. Masters is wrapping up. I believe they're in the final 16. And that's who we will be covering tomorrow on the stream.
1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow.
1 o'clock.
And if you don't want to have to remember that, you can just follow or like our page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, depending on how you're consuming this match. Hello to all you folks watching on Billiard TV.
So many comments about Billiard TV from a lot of our players back home in Coastal Carolina and here, how they go, how great it is, because it's not on ESPN, especially the older generation are going, you know what, we can watch pool on TV every Monday. It's awesome, you know,
Yeah.
and when it's live. And what's really made a lot of people, and I see it a lot of times in the pool rooms and the bars, they'll have
Right.
one of the cameras, one of the screens on the billiard channel. So that's pretty great.
All right, so the timeout is complete there for taking care of business.
It's a little bit tricky here, obviously, with this 9-ball being covered by the 7. It looks like they may have to be either go into them, shoot a bank shot, or spin it in. I don't think you can make it clean. But 1 ball at a time. Right now we're looking at the 10-ball. AJ's just going to come across the table. 1 rail, 2 rails, whichever one feels comfortable for the 12. Oh, that's going to be a severe angle. He meant to put a little spin on that, or a little bit low and a little more authority. He would have come up a little bit higher.
Yeah, didn't look thrilled with that.
No.
Shaking his head afterwards, and Will's got to be thinking, I'm the one who's got to shoot it, man. Relax.
I got this.
That brings Chet Hale back to the table now.
At least he put the 12 ball in a position where it's going to be tough making the 1. He's going to have to make the 3 ball first to be able to get to the 1 ball. So he can do that here, making the 4, 3, make the 1 ball in the same pocket as the 3. And that would only leave the 7 to be something to contend
Ooh.
with. It didn't quite
Not
hit
enough.
it.
That'll be
Not-
ball in hand.
Yep, absolutely. What a break that is. This is the time to go for that 9 ball. Tough to get on position on the 12 though, but if you're going to go all out, the 9 is the one to get on. If you shoot the 9 ball, let's see the overhead. If you shoot the 9 ball, put ball in hand right here, 9 ball, come across, come out here, then you have the 12 ball clear. Oh, he's going to try to go the other way around. That'll work if he can get it just right. Wants that to slow down just a little. I think we'll be okay here, especially if that 9 ball goes past the 6. That's tough for us to tell here, even on the overhead. It doesn't look like it does. But you can always come down for the side pocket.
That'll bring Dave Wormbrand back to the table now.
You know, I'd kind of like making this combination right here. If you make the 4-12 combination, drift the cue ball down in here, that'll snooker them on the 8 ball. So if you shoot the 6 now, then you have the wrong angle to do that on the 4. And there's no way of making this 1 and 3 if he doesn't draw the cue ball out. So I definitely would make that combination, or at least consider it. That'll work too. It's always scary though to, first of all, it's a scary kick, obviously, the fact that the ball is so deep in the pocket. You can see it right there, but it's always scary to put a safety, because if they, you kind of get used to how to kick at a pocket, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to somewhere on the rails, so it's easier to judge kicking at a pocket.
All right, that'll be ball in hand now for Dave and the team of Joining Forces. Chance to finish out this rack.
He's hoping to make both there. Shook his head a little bit. Plan was to make both. That's not always as easy. It's never as easy as it looks or seems that it should be. But now he's left a good position here for Will to make this 8. Kind of draw first blood here in the race to 4. Ooh, just overcut it.
8 ball still on the table. New life for joining forces.
Key shot is, regardless of what ball is left here, it's going to be, I wonder if he's going to try to get on the 1, getting from 3 to 1 and getting good position to get to the, all the way down to the 6. That's going to be the key. He's straight in here on the 3. Nobody wants, the ball is frozen. Nobody wants to shoot it that direction, believe me. So he's going to play a safety. Good idea. There you go. It's that advantage we talk a lot about, Jason, about having more balls on the table left than your opponent.
Yeah.
This is going to go a little long. Has he
Got to
adjusted
it.
for it? Nice shot. I think they're going to be looking here. 1, just tap this in. The cue ball should come out about a foot from the rail. It's going to give Will a great option to play position from the 3 to the 6 to the other side of the table. So you want quite a bit of angle on it to make it a natural position instead of trying to have to do something fancy. Oh. Well, no, he's definitely shooting the right shot here.
Pockets the 1 in the corner, brings Dave back. We'll see what Chet does here. I think he's going to try to just tap this and hope to get the 6 between the cue ball and the 8. Just real slow roll it, almost full. I want to hit this too thin if that's what he's doing. No, not full. There you go. Nice shot. Nicely done.
Nice shot. With a little body English there. Did you see
Yeah.
that? He just kind of helped it a little bit.
All right, tough task now for Will Brown. It's their 4th shot on the 8 ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, only one was probably a
One- I was
makeable
gonna
shot,
say,
but that
only
was the
one
first
was a
one.
clear-
That
yeah.
was the first one.
I don't know if I would call this a shot at the 8 ball. This is trying to hit the sucker and hope to make it. It'd be great if he could hit right rail first to make the opportunity to make it much bigger than trying to go straight into the 8. Oh, too far.
All right, ball in hand opportunity once again for the joining forces, and a chance to take an early 1-0 lead in this race to 4.
And again, Dave is the skill level 6 here, so he should be able to attain really good position on the 8 for his partner, Chet, who's a skill level 4. No, he didn't.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nerves, people, nerves. But he said, what did he say to you? He said that Chet has been the one coming
Making
with the big eight balls.
yeah, big shots on 8 balls. Let's see if he can make another big shot on the 8 ball.
Dave's yelling at Chet.
Mark
Don't
it
forget
up.
to mark it.
Up. Oh.
Did he mark? Oh, I hope he doesn't. Oh, he's gonna go get the marker. Okay, I feel much better now. I hate seeing that. He's got a bank shot here on the 8. Gonna have to hit this firm to avoid the lengthening of the shot. Well, the rails will slide a little bit. Straight on it and firm. There you go. How'd you hit it, Chet?
Another, mark that down as another big 8 ball for Chet. His teammate called it, and he delivered. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. Joining forces up 1-0, and they'll have the break when we return in just a moment. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas. Continuing coverage of the APA Pool Player Championships this evening, featuring the 8-ball doubles championship. A team of joining forces out of Orange County, California. Just taking a 1-0 lead. They have the break here. 8-ball moving towards the side pocket.
Wow.
Just missed it. Just missed it.
But he did pocket a stripe, so they are going to be still at the table. It's going to bring Chet back up to the table. This is Chet Hale.
Yeah, actually had 2 stripes on that break.
Table's looking pretty good. Everything has a pocket.
These two
Everything
guys,
has a pocket.
I was just looking over their bio, Ava. These 2 guys have been friends for 40 years.
Oh, wow. Oh, how fun then. It's extra fun to kind of be in this spot. 40 years. Boy, this table looks pretty if they can keep the cue ball controlled. Chet shoots this 15 ball with a stun shot. Just shoots center of the cue ball with a little authority. It's going to stick right there. Not too firm. To where the 7 comes back in between the cue ball and the 14. Well, it stopped just in time, and check this out. This is going to be the key here. Dave may be the one that has to come with a big shot, because going from the 10 to the 8 is obviously not optimal, being that they're opposite side of the table, and especially, well, no, they got a pretty good angle. Problem is the 8 does not go down here. That is not going to work because of these 2 right here. So he has to get on the other side of it, and that requires a pretty good stroke and enough follow through. Let's see what he's going to do here. You can see that 8 ball is not available unless he really cheat the pocket. Oh.
All right. Back to taking care of business.
There was a slight hesitation there. AJ wanted to make sure it was his shot.
You know, we've seen that come into play in both doubles
Both.
events we've seen.
That's
the
right.
players shooting out of order.
Both in the 9-ball doubles and the Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Shooting out of order is a foul, and it's going to be ball in hand for the other team. It's not loss of game, it's just ball in hand.
Yeah, I feel like we've not seen that often in the past, but these last couple doubles events, it has. Cannot pocket the 2-ball. Another chance now for joining forces.
This
to
one's
go
a
after
little
this
tougher,
10,
Jason.
Yeah.
Almost straight in, but the cue ball being near the rails, almost straight in shot. And if he does pocket this,
Now
ended up
shooting
with the
on
wrong
8.
spin on it.
Well, Chet takes a look at that. I want to make sure we thank all of our sponsors. We've mentioned PoolDog.com, Action Cues, Diamond Tables, Aramith Balls, and our newest sponsor, Kamui Tips.
All great equipment.
Top of the
Getting
line
a little
products.
spoiled here.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff. All right. This is the Chet Meister here doing his thing on the 8-ball, as
See if
Dave
he
was
can do it
saying.
again. Look at this.
That's a little
Almost.
tough.
Watch out. Watch out. I think he's good.
Yeah.
All right. So, new life now for taking care of business. They really need to get something going here. I know it's a race to 4. Still some time, but
Time to play smart pool again. The fact that they only have the 8, the problem for that for taking care of business is that the 8 is pretty much out in the center of the table, so it's going to be a little bit trickier to place a defensive shot on it. Play it safe.
they're going to call a timeout here. Talk things over a little bit.
Each team gets 1 timeout per rack. And it needs to be held, should be held within 1 minute. Which is pretty rare that it needs more than that, but to have a guideline there. All right, that turned out to be a good breakout.
AJ taking a good look. AJ LeBranch, skill level 6.
You see that 4-2 is lined up. Not quite straight in, but incredibly makeable. So we'll see here if he's going to try to play defense. Just tap this 5-ball real gently. Pretty much like that. Good shot. It's just one of those Rome wasn't built in a day things. Be patient, be patient.
Well, it reminds me of the last rack where taking care of business had just the 8-ball and
True.
joining forces had some nice safety play, forced the ball in hand situations, and eventually took that first game.
He was trying to keep those tied up, and instead they've ended up breaking them open to where now those 2 are makeable. Now all of a sudden the entire ball table is makeable. Every ball has a pocket or more. So it's now it's time for Will to kind of set the pace here and decide what the best order is to run the table. And it's always a nice thing to have that fact that they only have the 8-ball left. So in case they get a little out of line, no problem, then we'll just hide them.
Will with the combination. Turns things over to AJ. All these guys have numbers on their team jerseys.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that.
We had 88 for AJ. He wanted either Dave or Chet had 8.
They both have 8.
Oh, they both have 8. Interesting.
I don't know what that is.
For 8 ball, maybe.
They've known each other for 40 years, so God knows what story that is from,
Yeah, right.
29
and
years
Will
ago.
here's got number 10. I don't know.
That's a good plan here, 'cause if he does get somehow out of line, it's an easy defensive shot from there. I see a hit and stick on the 5 ball coming. Just center ball, hit it dead straight on. 5 ball goes this way. Cue ball, you can even hit it off to the left a little bit and freeze it against the 6. So even though he's a skill level 6, why take a chance on this shot? It's a missable shot for pretty much anyone. There we go.
Some pretty good safety play early in this match.
Mhm. Well, there's no way, just for you at home, there's no way you're going to make it to Vegas, especially not to the Pool Dog Arena without having a defensive game. It's no different than any other sport game. You got to have it all. Although, wait a minute, is Chet playing?
Chet's going for
yeah,
it.
of course he is. Oh my gosh! Oh, I thought he got it.
Pretty good job though to get a clean hit on it.
Yeah, it was a good shot. Great opportunity here, though. Playing the 5-1-6. Nice stop shot here. 5-1-6, and the 8 is makeable in the side pocket. One down. Banked that one in, didn't he? Used all of that pocket. And now all you need to do is tap this in. All you got to do is take care of business. How's that? Did you get that one?
Yeah, I got you.
Nice shot.
And now a chance for AJ to take care of some business. Pocket this 8 ball, tie this match at 1 game apiece. Nothing is a given, though.
Never is it? There's been a lot of times there's been commentator curses, so we're just going to watch this play out. Watch AJ do his thing here. Well done.
No commentator curse for AJ. Pockets that 8 in the side. And he has tied this match at 1 game apiece. The team of Taking Care of Business will have the break when we return in just a moment.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I can't believe it. You did it. We're going to Vegas.
Welcome back to the Pool Players Championship here in Las Vegas. We're in the Pool Dog Arena, and we are now watching the 8-ball doubles finals. Taking Care of Business, joining forces 1-1, race to 4. And this is Will Brown that is at the table. He's going to break and start us off here in rack number 3. And I traded in. I was going to say traded up, but that's really rude to Jason. I traded Jason in for Double J over here. Jeremy Jones is here, and he is going to help us do some color for us. We can kind of argue about which shot they should make, right,
Yeah,
Jim?
no argument. You're the Hall of Famer.
Oh, wow, good one.
Probably better 8-ball.
Good
Probably
one.
better 8-ball player than me, too, anyway. So.
Good one, Jeremy. I did win a World 8-ball championship, believe it or not, in Aspen, Colorado.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, beat Robin Dodson, but Robin Bell in the finals. But I haven't played much since.
We talked about it earlier. I played league. I did pretty well in the couple of the national championships in the league, but didn't ever take down what I would say a pro 8-ball title. Of course, there wasn't a whole lot of them, and still aren't really. But nice opening shot.
Just so you know, I don't know what you could hear before you joined the telecast, but Dave here, credited Chet here. He said he made some unbelievable shots on the 8-ball that got him here. And to prove Dave wasn't exaggerating, that's what he did in the first round.
Yeah, that bank on the 8.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, he almost kicked the 8 in game
I
2
know.
as well. I thought he might make it. I liked his line watching from afar. They got some work here though.
They do.
I don't know if he got on either ball there with the 2 or the.
He got the 7.
Yeah, and he can draw back
For the 4.
for the 4.
Right.
He's going to have to get the 6 out of there as well. So.
If he can draw back about a little too much, unless he gets all the way down for the 6. That'll work.
Yeah, I think the 4 goes in the side by the 15, and the 15 gives it a little bit of a big pocket. You can see there. Good look. It does go. Maybe the 15's not a helper, though.
I don't know.
It's close.
No, it should be.
Yeah, you would think a little bit of a helper anyways. So. And the good thing about that is if you need to tear the 2 open with a little angle or something like that.
Yep, and it's definitely a helper. Coming from that angle anyway. Oh, a little too far, a little firm. Let's see what Dave does here. Again, it's always risky to knock all your balls off and not go all the way, because then the other team does get control. Or he's going to shoot the 2 in the corner.
Yeah, that would have been probably the last ball, the 2 in the corner, if he'd gotten on the 4 where he wants. But he's going to need a little help with position here also.
The 4 is going to go.
A beautiful shot.
Yeah, it was a great shot, but the 4 was automatically going down to the end rail.
Yeah, and we're looking right at it. He's definitely snookered here on the 11. By the 11, excuse me.
They have not taken their timeout yet, I believe. So I think Dave is going to let Jet take a look at this for a while and then decide when the time is to come and discuss if he doesn't like his choice.
I think a kick at the lighter side, maybe try to lay the cue ball on the rail and put the 4 over the pocket. Try to make it, of course, but he's kicking long, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
The slick table.
You bet. Better shorten everything up.
Yeah, or shorten it up either with your line or with English, some type of spin maybe sometimes. But
Right.
even the pros, a lot of TV tables, of course, we do are slick like this one, and they miss a lot of kicks also, especially
course.
one rail kicks. One rail
One
more.
rail's much harder
Yeah.
than two or even 3 rail because it's easier to kind of judge it. It's not doesn't affect it as much, but
Seems like it anyways.
well, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's just the spin on the ball. The cue ball turns over a little more and gets that top English on it a little quicker.
It's harder to judge in period to me than a 2 rail or a 3 rail kick. There's a good shot. Did not get what he wanted on the cue ball though. Position
Does he have the 11? That would
left
be a nice
a little
one.
to be desired. I don't think so. I think the 13 is in the way.
Just a safety here then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the funny thing is about even the pros, they know it as far as the slick table are on it quite a bit and very aware and still miss those kick shots a lot
bet.
of times.
So far every rack, this is the 3rd rack now that one team has made all of theirs and just left the 8, and the other team can just kind of play defense, toy with them a little bit. Ooh, that was scratched.
Yeah. HA, I'm sure, will do the same here, not taking a chance. Why would you?
Yep.
Just maybe bump the 13 to the cushion. Use the 11 and 8.
Runouts are a lot easier when you're ball in hand, huh?
Well, it's the finals.
Yeah.
It's the blood's flowing for sure.
Don't you think, like through your career and stuff too, don't you think that that's one of the hardest things is to find the offensive game and the defense, like really just making those decisions?
Yeah,
You know, and teaching your amateurs to look for the odds and what's the smarter shot and when it's time to go and all that.
Yeah, and to me, I've always been the type that pulls so tough just because I don't think it's real clear cut every day. Like some days, you feel good about the shot or you like the shot, even though maybe some would say otherwise, or you feel like, oh, here's the moment to maybe turn things around in a
Right.
match, make a
Right.
big shot and turn things around. So I think it's not easy also, so you have to see how you feel along with the percentages,
Correct.
which is where we don't have really a coach or caddy on the sidelines helping us in those situations, kind of keeping us calm or making a decision for us.
Right.
Keeping it simple there gets the money. That's a good safety. Putting the 13 over the pocket also.
This is a tough hit also. Judging this angle when the cue ball is much closer to the rail than the object ball, this can kind of get that bend on it if he has to go that direction. I don't know that he can even hit it here, even with a ton of spin.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was watching Efren's Z shot. I
Yeah.
was thinking to myself, okay, well, why didn't he kick to the shorter rail on the Z versus and it's exactly what you said. Once you have more cue ball travel, you have more control over it
Right.
versus right into the rail. And he knew it like you did. Of course, made maybe one of the greatest shots ever.
It's unbelievable. You should look that up.
Yeah, it was
If
Hill
you
Hill.
haven't seen it, guys, look up Efren Reyes, the Z shot against Earl Strickland, and that tournament was in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, the Sands.
I was there.
Don't want to talk about that tournament. I wasn't at that one, but finished, I think, second 4 times in that tournament.
Did you really?
Never won.
I won it.
Yeah, well, right when I started playing is whenever the ladies and the men kind of split a little bit as far as
Yeah.
the professional tournaments, and stuff. So
That's when we formed the WPBA Classic Tour
Mhm.
on ESPN, yeah. Which was a shame. It was a lot of fun when we were all playing the same location.
yeah, I don't think because I went to watch some of those tournaments and stuff prior to playing, and I don't think it ever got boring really.
No.
Like it was always exciting. So. What run you like here to keep it simple?
Well, it depends on, I don't know. To me, considering that you have a skill level 6 and a skill level 4, I would say the 10 ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 15 is kind of the issue on this table, so the best way to get to the 15. But if he can pocket the 10 here into the rail and come back out right about here to be able to make the 12 natural position up here. Worst case scenario, you got the 13. That's how I would look at it.
Oh. Oof.
Well, too thin, that killed that angle.
I think they can play from underneath though, or if you don't mind taking a little distance, maybe just play the 13 to the 15 after the 12.
Definitely don't want to leave him behind the 4 for the 13 because that makes it much simpler. And
Yeah.
this, considering that he overcut that ball and got a little too far, so I think AJ will be just fine shooting the 13 ball.
I like the idea of top English here. Hard to get really, as long as you don't baby it too much. Hard to get it behind the ball. Put a little inside.
There it came.
Yeah, it didn't quite take the spin.
Nope.
Now, AJ can hit off what would be his left side of the 15 and come down table and use the 8 as a blocker.
I wonder if the 8 ball, from one angle, it looks like the 8 ball doesn't even go, but it must go past, in the corner, past the 4. We just had a view with the camera there where it's tough to tell. Because here it looks like it's makeable, but
I think it's tight.
yeah.
All right, I think he's shooting, attacking.
Oh, wow. That was, well, he jumped up. You couldn't really see that we were on the overhead, but boy, did he jump up on that shot. You know how it kind of goes off in your hand sometimes?
Oh, yeah.
You're aiming, and then you kind of hit it before you're even ready. Especially when you're nervous.
Okay, could shoot this in the side and follow up. Could shoot it in one of the lower corners and just kind of draw back or roll off the side rail. The 8 does go by the 15 pretty easily. Obviously not by the 13, but I think you got to go forward here and try and get for the side.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good shot. Stayed off the rail with the cue ball, which is, when the nerves are high, seems to be really important to me.
Yeah, I know.
Cue ball gets on the rail, anything might happen.
All you can do is think, don't miss cue. You got to stay down. He would have loved to go a little bit farther. Needs to hit this. If he hits this with low, he's going to be fine. By following, he's looking at that pocket, even though the 13 is there. Gave it a quick look. And that would have been disaster without that 13, so thank you very much. That puts joining forces ahead, 2 games to 1 in this race to 4. And we will be right back right after these messages. And we are back here in Las Vegas. I have Jeremy Jones with me, Double J in the booth. We chased Jason out of here for a few minutes. And we're watching the championship of the 8-ball doubles. The finals here. This is David Wormbrand to break. Nice break, solid. One of each, that always helps. And his partner, Chet Hale, is going to come to the table.
Well, it's funny, ironic actually, a little bit, that I was in the hotel room today. Of course, you always just turn TV on while you're getting ready, doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Weird Science, have you ever seen that movie? Weird Science?
No.
A long time ago from the 80s. And in the movie, one of the characters' names is Chet. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think I've ever heard another Chet since then. You know, it's kind of a famous American comedy movie from back in the 80s. And here we have another.
We have a Chet. And I'd love to know, I didn't realize before we would have asked, but they're both 8s. They're double 8 on the back of their shirt. Both of them have it number 8. Must mean something. Jason pointed out they've known each other for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's long friendship.
Probably a lot of pool.
You bet.
All right, that first shot he tried to do a little more with, trying to get some balls open, and kind of worked against him a little bit. The 10 got pinned over on the side rail. The 9's a little funny. I was going to say, if you can't really do much, you could push this ball kind of over and create some congestion. Maybe go into the 8 if you want to cut it in.
All right, time for taking care of business to regroup. Will Brown will have the first shot here after the break. Got a good shot at the 3, but can't do much with it. Almost straight in, but if he just shoots a stop shot here, then AJ would have a shot at the 2 in the side, or the 7 in the side. Biggest issue they have, obviously, everything goes in their series of balls except for that one ball is nestled in with the 12 and the 9.
Just a little on the wrong side of the 7, I think, to go forward and maybe open those balls. Can't quite. It'd be nice to play a ball off the 12, but the only ball there that maybe could do a little help there is the 6, I think, but not sure from here. The 4's there.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Always tough. You know, skill level 4, your 6 has to consider where you go from here and make it, you're not always thinking a runnable rack. You're always thinking about, if we get to here, we're just going to make as many as we can, and then we can play some defense later on.
Mm-hmm. And, I guess you would try, if you're helping your partner, which they're both helping each other, obviously, but if the 6 is taking the lead, you want to kind of try and make things obvious a little bit if you can. That way you're not confusing your opponent. You're not burning that time out early, maybe.
Right.
But that's just the players playing together a lot, I think, also.
Yep. So far, I'm watching AJ, and he's jumping up. He wasn't so much the first rack, but the last couple of racks on some of the shots, he is not staying down, just trusting it. And the only thing that should really move is that arm. Once the ball has been struck or after it goes in, you can go ahead and get up. But too much body movement is never going to work. And that usually is a sign of nerves.
Yeah, and especially if you have a little bit of movement already, everything usually magnifies. Yeah. In the finals or in a nervous situation. So I thought he might go for that and try and open up the 9. I know the 10 would still be a little bit of a problem, but the 15's there. You figure the 9 should have pushed downward a little bit.
Speaking of staying down, I ran into one of the players from my area that reminded me that the first time I met him, I slammed his head in the table. And I said, "What are you talking about? I never." And he said, "Because he was jumping up so much that I put my hand over his head without him knowing it, and then he jumped up and hit it, and he kind of, ducked." And so
Didn't know if the roof was coming down.
Tell people it that way.
Okay. Could take the ball in hand and make the 10-4 combination right there and just kind of snooker him behind the 9. Only reason I say is because you have kind of 2 issues to take care of, that being the 9 and the 10.
Right. The 10 won't go up. The 10 won't go. He's going to try to, I don't know, ball in hand. I didn't quite get that unless he was trying to bank that and then nudge the 10.
Yeah,
Sure.
like draw into it or
Yeah.
something, yeah. All right, they have their timeout. He's a little snookered on the 4. Maybe he can kind of roll it in, but it's going to be a tough 1 ball for AJ.
Yes.
So,
Again, shooting the 1 ball right now, his bridge hand is going to be impeded by the 15, 4, and 10, so that's going to make it a tougher shot.
and I think the 1's pretty straight, so he's got to draw the cue ball a little bit if he's going to shoot the 1 first. There's the friends at Pool Dog. Sponsors always
There's
involved.
Frank on the right, looking sharp.
Frankie baby. What he's telling him there, he can cheat the pocket a little bit, right?
Yeah, because even if he misses it, he's better off cheating the pocket. If he makes it, great. He should have a shot at the 4. And if he doesn't, 10 is still not going to be makeable for their opponents. Keep that 4 there. Holy smokes. He goes, "I didn't know I could draw like that." Well, he's kind of smiling. Well, a little too much.
Yeah, great stroke, though. And
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Really good.
Yeah, we saw Will draw the ball earlier on a few shots, so I thought he could get there.
I mean, it takes some people a long time to learn how to draw, but controlling the draw shot is the trick. That's
Yeah.
the tough part.
Yeah, there's so many kind of different ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of what appeals or kind of what goes with your technique, I think.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the control side of things, the speed
The
control
speed
on
control,
it.
yeah.
What I always tell the amateurs, if you watch the pros, of course, that comes with developing the stroke. But even when they put a lot of draw on it, the cue ball's never moving that fast, even though it goes a long ways.
Right,
So they create spin on the ball more than force.
right.
And so
Absolutely.
I think speed control gets a lot better once you that kind of opens your eyes on how to move the cue ball.
Right.
And of course, angles don't hurt, but
I would just hit the 12 ball, I think, into the rail here. Even if you leave a sliver of the 4 ball for them to hit, I'd rather have them hit that out of there. If he does this now, he's going to push the 4 ball even closer. If he plays a defensive shot here, he's going to push the 4 ball even closer to the pocket, maybe even blocking it from the 15.
yeah, we're not sure about the discussions too much. They did, have a few things to talk about prior to the match, the referees and the players, but
Yeah, just probably reminding them that it's a 1-minute timeout. sometimes they get into, players get into a conversation that
Oh,
is
yeah.
like 3.5 minutes before the timeout is done.
Yeah. I have that problem having a conversation with myself a lot of times. Get to thinking about this or that, and then can't even pull the trigger. But okay, it's going to be probably a bump safety here. He's been really good hitting the ball lightly. I don't know. Okay.
That's not too bad. Shot, nice touch.
Yeah, now you can bump the 4 slowly and kind of just put him over the 15 a little bit. It may get you to where you can play kind of a nifty shot in the future. It's hard to control, though. Yeah, I think he was trying to do that. Just open the 4 up and put him over the 15.
These two teams you have joining forces. They're out of California, taking care of business, are out of Georgia. And that opened it up really beautifully. Running this 10 ball down the cushion, but the only thing I can see is getting behind the 8. If he hits kind of a center ball, it could go straight across from behind, sneak in behind the 8 ball. You hit this with high, there should be no problem. I want to hit this too firm. Oh, we hit the point. This could be a game changer and tie this up. AJ was quick getting out of that chair.
Yeah, just don't overstress over a couple misses or a couple little things that got away. Try and be as normal as you can out there. Go with your gut. Just getting your opponent can make balls for sure. Or, I'm sorry, your partner can make them balls. So I think just get them off the rail. I'd probably try to come above this, but it's okay to play from underneath.
I wanted it to go just a hair farther than that. This is kind of an odd angle. It's never been one of my favorite shots.
Yeah, it's the type of shot that if you hit into the inside knuckle, the long rail, with some speed, it could kind of jaw the ball a little bit, being behind it. But not knowing Will, but just watching him play here, I think he's a favorite.
I do too.
Yeah.
But I do see this being undercut often. I have seen this in amateur events. They undercut it a little bit and hit the bottom cushion. So, but regardless, let's see if we can Will can make this and tie it up.
And doubles already is, hard enough discipline or format that to get in groove, kind of like, unless you've played a lot of doubles together. But especially if you're in a tournament and you're in the finals and all the pressure's on, you don't want that mistake. And
Correct.
now, did he switch to the bank here? He did.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Didn't expect that.
Well, it's a straight. If he hits it dead straight on and firm.
Highlight shot. Pretty good. It's got to slide a little bit.
Oh, he made it. That is one thing. I've been running this league in our area for 16 years now, and I see a lot of amateurs that play on the 7-foot tables that are often will go for a bank as opposed to cutting a ball in. If they don't see the angle, a lot of times they see the bank as easy and just go.
Yeah, it's
go
right in
for it.
front of him, kind of like,
Yep.
yeah, just straight on. And,
Yep. He done did it.
well, he feels
All right.
good now.
We are going to be right back here in about a minute or two. Don't go away. And we are back, ready for more action here at the Westgate in Las Vegas for the 8-ball doubles championship. You see here the Pool Dog Arena. We're about to break in rack number 5. This is AJ LeBranche, and he is playing for Taking Care of Business. They just tied it up. Race to 4, 2-2. Solid break, but no love there. So with the dry break, this is going to bring, it's going to bring joining forces to the table.
Yeah, you get those very square. Some players breaking the second ball, some players breaking the head ball. Both are runnable. Say the solids or the stripes. Ooh, didn't expect that to hang.
They looked a little frustrated there. Again, could be nerves, could it be a little bit of lack of focus, which usually comes from nerves anyway. So instead, Will's going to step up here. He's going to start and also going to choose the stripes.
That should be okay.
And I believe there were 256 teams
Wow.
playing this particular event. They've been very good about getting the information up for us here. But I do believe it was 256 teams from all over the country, Canada. There you have Showdown Series. We have amount of players as opposed to teams. But if you take 768 and you divide it in 2,
384.
there you go.
84? Did I right? Yeah,
I don't
84.
know. That's your. Gonna have to be
usually,
your
yeah,
384.
Usually pretty good.
Gonna have
at
to
it,
be your
at the simple
department
the
there.
simple math. Keep it on the. Now, with the 15 there, he could take care of a big problem on the 11. The 11's a pretty straightforward bank, especially with the 15 making for a bigger pocket.
True. That probably would be the play.
And it sits pretty nice. I think AJ's kind of steering him in that direction. Just made a big bank in the last game.
Yeah, he sure did on that 8-ball. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I think he can bank it. I do.
Either that or he's looking if there's a way to sneak it by.
Yeah, the good thing about the 15 there is you can really manipulate the bank a little bit if you want because you have such a big pocket. You can drive it into the rail a little bit. Now, if he lays him on the cushion here, he can maybe go off the 15 to the 11. That'll do. Now, would you try to gain position, or would you just settle for the bank on the 11 after the 15?
I would definitely try to. Well, me personally, I would try to slide it with a lot of, hit it pretty straight on and hit it, and then hit it with left, kind of a drag shot. But
this is going to double kiss, I believe, if he's banking it, especially on the slick table.
Yeah.
Cue ball's going to go forward.
Unless it goes, he might be able to just sneak it by.
What a shot!
See? Yeah,
what a
good
shot! Beauty. I wouldn't have wanted to shoot that one. That had to be hit lightly and.
No, that was it's a good shot though.
13 in the side, a little chip shot. Could go for the 10, but 13's pretty
no,
easy.
No, definitely the 13. Come down for the 10, then you have the 15, 8. I mean, obviously, with ball in hand right now, it would be the 10, 15, 13, and then the 8 ball. But in lieu of that, I would definitely make sure that Will feels comfortable making this.
Could get a little thin on the 10, but that's okay. Oh, he had a nice speed.
Except full hit on the 4.
It's a little unlucky overall, but it's any portion of that 4 besides right head on. It's probably going to be okay. All right. So probably, I don't know, give him a chance at the bank after pocketing the 10. Maybe he makes a bank on the 10 where the 15 sits. I hate to go down without a shot to win at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he can shoot a stop shot, draw it back up a little bit. I mean, it's really hard to attain position here on this 10, so I don't know what he's going to do here. If he wants to leave that 15 ball, which is blocking at least a 3.
It's pretty smart, though.
Yeah, and look what happened with the 10 ball, blocking this 1 from going into this pocket, so it kind of turned out extra special.
Yeah, that's thinking percentages. We surrender a little bit of an open table, even though the 1 did get locked up a little bit, but is that our best percentage a little?
Right.
To win this game. Oh, he's left the 10.
Just twisted it a little bit, yes. But this is going to be interesting here because, again, Will's a skill level 4. The position he's in here, he wants to get completely on the other side of the table if he can't come all the way down to give AJ a chance to get on the correct side of the 8, although he could make the 8 in the side, I guess. We'll see what they're going to do here.
End up short on a similar shot. I think he'll be okay this time. It's got to go a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A sweeter stroke that time as well.
It's there this time.
It's going to be a tough 15 just because there's some distance, and then not an easy 8 ball unless he gets really good. Side pockets are not easy.
And that's about the only thing he can do here, obviously, unless he tries to force it over, but that makes no sense. Will's just going to have to shoot a tougher shot in the side. That's all there is to it.
Well, it's going to be near the rail.
That's a good angle there.
Did bounce a little bit.
You're not banking this one, though, Will, are you?
Well, I was thinking
You
about
shocked us last time.
you said Dave on the other team said Chet made a lot of big 8-balls, and
Yeah.
this one goes down. And another one of the the lower skill level out
Yeah.
of the two players coming with some big 8-balls.
Fearless shooting. We'll see what's going to happen here. 8-ball on the side to get on the hill. Uh-oh. No. All right, time to get in gear here for joining forces.
Yeah, these very runnable. Maybe used a little more angle to shoot the 7 next, but should be okay. Should go forward for the 2, maybe hold there for the 5.
Spun it in again with some body English.
Change the plans maybe here. Now the 6 and then the 5. That'll work.
6, 5, 2, 1, 3.
Looking at the safety.
Oh, he's going to play safe. I'm a little bit surprised at that, considering he had that straight-in shot on the 6. But then again, doesn't want to take any chances, because if he makes that straight-in 6 and he were to wobble it, guess what? 8-ball's right here. So, got to play the percentages in your own mind. You want to make sure that you got it.
Yeah,
But you can also play too many defensive shots, and all of a sudden,
yeah, and the other thing is, you give your opponent a chance to make a great shot on you, like a kick shot like this,
Right.
which, is he's not the favorite to make it, but it's amazing how it does happen at the
yep,
darndest times.
you bet. I do believe the 8 is in a position where he should not have to be in fear of scratching. It's kind of blocking the whole pocket when it's coming in from the angle it's coming in from, so he can freely try to make this as long as it doesn't hit it too firm.
I like the line he's on.
No, this
A
is
little
where
long.
and especially being that close to the rail, it's going to bow a little bit and slide, so. Ball in hand now to Chet.
A lot of ways to do this. I probably take the 3 off myself. Something like the 3, 5, 2, 1, 6, something like that. Definitely take the 3 off first if I'm going to try and run out. Just ball over there by itself. It's not really doing me a whole lot of favors, really, getting on another ball. There's so many different balls to get on the 8 with, I think, that I like taking that one out.
Yeah, at a certain point, there is no more defensive. You got to pretty much go, because there's nowhere to hide behind anything, to play safe.
Absolutely.
So,
Surprised was kind of looking at the 1 for a moment. The 5's a little tight, but it does have a pocket.
oh, definitely.
No fear.
No fear, and this should little center ball here. You hit this with high. You could maybe go around the 6 or go into the 6, but if you hit this with a little bit of low, maybe a little bit of right, it'll feed right up towards the 1. All right, that's okay too. Except Chet's going to be shooting a tougher shot than he wants here, because this is straight in. Not much you can do here to get better position on the 1 ball.
Going to have to work the cue ball a little bit off that 1 ball.
Absolutely.
So this
Oh,
may
he
have
rolled it down. Watch
No.
out for the scratch.
This is definitely no man's land.
Ugh.
Going forward to the friendly pocket is a natural scratch.
Yep.
You may see a safety of some sort, kind of putting the cue ball in a position to where the 1's or the 8's a scratch shot of some sort. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
This is tough.
It's yucky no matter what it is.
This is to get on the hill for both teams.
You bet.
I don't think he moved the cue ball enough. He's going to give a thin cut.
Yeah.
Or definitely a bank. You
but
never
again,
know.
Yeah, with knowing Will.
Right.
Yeah, this is if you hit this thin enough, it is not going to risk scratching.
Well, I think if you make it, you just don't scratch unless you're drawing the ball,
Yeah.
right? So I think as long as you make it, that upper corner is not really a scratch. Now, that side pocket or the another corner maybe, 3 rails around depending on speed. Needs to kind of roll this one a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The last 8 ball on the side, he kind of stunned it a little. I thought he might roll that one a bit more.
And anytime you hit the ball, roll the ball slowly like this, you got to hit it a little thinner than you think because it's going to grab the 8 ball with it a little bit. The cue ball will kind of take it along for a ride. It's a little thinner than you think, and he should be good here. And that is going to put Taking Care of Business, put them on the hill. And that gives it a 3-2 lead. And then we're going to go to a quick commercial here. And we'll be right back here in Las Vegas.
See if Jonathan can make some magic happen somehow.
Oh, she made it. She made it. And there's an unbelievable chance here for a team that was downhill 0. Never over till it's over, people.
True.
What a comeback by these two. Holy moly, people.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey, how you doing?
I can't believe it. You did it. We're going to Vegas.
And we are back here in Las Vegas in the Pool Dog Arena, and we are about to break here. This is going to be AJ LeBranche from Taking Care of Business, who's on the hill. It's been a close match, kind of back and forth the whole time, and they are now on the hill. Joining forces still need 2. A little Jay.
Yeah, he hit him
Getting
real well.
himself ready. Yeah.
it was dry. It was really square. Oh, not what he
I know.
wanted.
All right. Fairly open table with the customary couple of spots where there are some issues. The 4-11 to 3 and 15.
Yeah, with their opponents on the hill, most you can ask for is ball in hand, and here it is.
Again, these teams are taking care of business is from Georgia. Joining forces comes from California. We've covered an awful lot of states here in the last few days. Players from all over.
It did a lot there. Move that 10 out of the way now. I would go into the 4 as much as I could. The 10's out of there. The 6 is open. Got the 2.
It's going to make it a tough shot for him, though, with that.
English.
Yeah. So they'll come back and revisit the 11 later on. And again, this level, it's not a bad idea. A lot of people will leave that trouble for last, which is pro level, skill level 6, playing by themselves, skill level 7. You're going to always want to break that up at the first logical opportunity. But as you go down in the skill levels, it is a backup for you that.
Yeah, they have an issue also, kind of also. Yeah,
exactly.
Little insurance.
So I make some of mine, so I get them off the table, you know, and it's kind of contrary to what you would do as a pro, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, being a league operator for 16 years, you kind of get an idea of, and I say this to our players all the time, play within your ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because you saw this shot on television doesn't mean that you should be necessarily, you know what I mean? Don't force it. You play your game.
Or their league owner. They watched knock in some amazing ones.
Yeah. Except their league owner is broken and I can't play anymore. Oh, nice shot. Check that out.
Yeah.
He's so creative. He says, I'm just going to bank out. That's all. It's the same thing in golf. You see golfers, you know, if they're going to hit a drive 360 doesn't mean that you should hit a drive 360 or can.
Yeah.
So.
Swing out of your shoes, yeah.
Oh, you're familiar with Monica Webb?
Oh, yeah.
I just looked down for 1 second on the stream here, and Stephanie Pruitt said that this team that's from Georgia, taking care of business, they play out of Monica Webb's pool room
Oh, cool.
in
That's-
Villa Rica.
Yeah, that's just a little west of Atlanta, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That's one of those shots where he probably knew it wasn't going to go in, but he will push that ball in front of the pocket. Can create a little trouble there for joining forces.
Yeah, they know they have a troubled 4-ball a little bit, but the 2-ball up the table is a lot of trouble for them. And taking care of business has all their stripes remaining to kind of make a plan with. Okay. Now probably some offense for the team on the hill. I think all their balls do go. The 15 covering up the 2, but it does go in the side. Now, is he going forward to get on that 15 now? Remember an 8-ball especially, kind of let the balls move your cue ball a little more rather than you having to move it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good, though. Little light of his mark to make Will totally comfortable, I think. But
Well, he's got a few options here. Even if he goes the 13 ball or the 11-13 combo. I mean, sometimes you just got to make sure the ball goes in and then let his partners, the skill level 6, kind of take care of getting him in a better spot next time. That's a good shot there. But I think you're right. I think what's going to end up being the issue is that 15 ball. Because the logical kind of shots here is 11, 10, 12, 9, but then getting back up for the 15 again.
I don't think they've used their timeout, so that could be crucial in a moment, maybe. AJ directing Will for position on that 15. This needs to slow down. He's going to get him over the 11. And this is going to be a problem, not only with the cueing, but just trying to move the ball. There's not a lot of an angle on the 11. So I don't think position is going to be easy here, especially being a lefty. It's going to be shooting across his body a little bit.
That is so close to straight in. You have to use a bridge here, being left-handed.
Yeah, just try and steady yourself. Yeah, I don't think the extension is that big a deal. It's just the awkward kind of being lefty. Oh.
Again, timeout is 1 minute. Let's try to figure out how to get out of this mess here. There you see the total payout here in Las Vegas. This year, $985,699. Not too shabby for those of us who play pro our whole life.
Yeah.
Not too shabby of a payout for an amateur championship.
No, that's great.
And then there's the big one in August. It has quite a bit of money there too, as you know.
Yeah, that's it's about 5 days longer than this one too, right? 4 days longer, something like that.
Well, it's a little shorter now. You got to remember.
Oh, because they changed a few things.
It's still long. I mean, you're right though. You're right. It takes a while to get through. There's so many teams in both 8-ball and 9-ball, so it does take a while. I mean, look at how many days. Oh boy. Holy moly.
Now is he one of those players that shoot lefty but then use the bridge righty?
So many people do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, he done did it.
And green shot. And now for your next great shot. This is going to be tough.
Well, he knows he doesn't want to touch that 15, that's for sure. Especially as long as the fact that it goes for them in the side pocket, but it does not for their opponents. So, I mean, it could just roll straight into the 9. Shot on the 6 is not going to be easy.
And just lay the cue ball on the rail.
Lay the cue balls pretty much here. That sometimes it doesn't have to be too crazy advanced. Just pick a spot on the table that your opponent will like that much, and roll the ball there.
Yeah, I think just not open the 15-2 and keep it simple. Lay them on the rail with the cue ball, I think, is probably your highest percentage.
Well, it still worked out, but except they're going to have a shot here on the 4 ball to get them started. This is Dave Warmbrand. Stepping up to the table.
Yeah, I don't think he can really use the 6 coming off the 6 for safety. That's what he was trying to size up.
And he's got a very makeable shot on the 4 here. All right, but where do we go from here?
Well,
You know what? If he makes the 6 ball in the corner up here, if he makes the 6 ball up here, can he slide over there maybe? What do you think?
I'm looking at the space
Rail
to get
first,
on that
maybe?
2. Yeah, the rail first, yeah. I was thinking, could he shoot the 6 in the, because the 2 does go by the 15 down here in the lower corner, but the one thing he may ease this. I was going to say, and maybe play the cue ball behind the 8 while you're doing it. You know,
Right.
kind of like a 2-way. Keep him off the 12. The 15 doesn't go.
Right.
And now the championship's there.
Taking care of business has a chance to take care of business.
Yes, they do. So you can roll this and just bump the 9 if you want. You can draw it and get on the 15 now. If the bump was there, that's what I like a little more, and then just shoot the 9 next and the 15 last on the side. But I don't know if it's available. Looks like he's going to draw by the 9. Not too much speed. Just got to slow down a little bit. I think it's okay, though.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, how about that? How about a almost straight in shot on the 15 and draw back for the 9?
Yeah. He can cue it.
You bet.
It's just a little bit of a cut sitting right on the line. You got to shoot the 15 here. You're cueing awkwardly at the 9. And
Oh, absolutely. And all he has to do is, just draw back a little bit. It's good that he finds the line so he knows he wants to get on that line or just past it. Just past it a hair would be the best. Oh,
I think he's shooting the 9.
he's shooting a 9?
No, it's close quarters on the 15, but it is very playable. Made
Oh,
it.
you made it.
What a shot. Now, that one he jumped up a little, but it was kind of after the stroke was
yeah,
over.
that's okay. After the stroke is fine.
Already fell a little straight here. I don't know if he can go forward to the rail or if he's just got to kind of hold for the 8 in the corner. Watch out for the awkward cueing on the 2.
It's the getting jacked up over this 2 ball that is the concern here because it's pretty much exactly straight in. You can see there as he draws it just a hair maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, give your man a chance. I drew it back nicely.
He sure did.
Really, with a lot of control.
And AJ would just love to make this to take that trophy and the cash back to Villa Rica to Sticks Billiards. Show off for the next 365 days until the
not?
next one.
Why
Yeah.
not?
And here we go. This is for the championship, guys.
It's like he's going to roll it.
And that's it. Taking care of business did just that. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, great match.
Super match.
Yeah, they're happy. Both teams fought hard.
Just getting here is a winner. Winner, winner.
Okay, get a mic. We can both get one. You get straight. I gotta hear the questions.
Congratulations on winning the 2025 8-Ball Championships. How are you feeling?
Oh my God, too many emotions. Too many emotions.
Yeah, too many.
Too many
Feels
emotions.
good though. Yeah.
How's it feel being in this arena?
Oh, it's different. The table, the color, everything is different. It's an adjustment. Yeah.
You have quite a crowd cheering back here
We
for
do.
you guys.
Yeah. Our hometown loves us. We do. Definitely do. We love them.
Do you guys have anything to say to anybody that may be watching the stream?
Thank you guys for the support on the way here on the streams. We love you guys. Wouldn't be here without you guys. Got anything, Will?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay.
So how do you guys feel about when you played your match? I noticed one of you is left-handed and one of you is right-handed.
Yes.
Do you feel that that benefited you in this tournament?
No, actually.
No?
Like, 'cause we get to a point of it's easy for him to shoot right-handed, and then me, I had to be stretched all the way out to the table where he's not.
Like on that 6 ball where you have the bridge?
Yeah, I saw
It'd
that.
be easier for him.
Well, I noticed your opponents also had the same situation. One was left-handed, one was right-handed. So
Yeah.
you guys faced each other in the final. So I was wondering if there was a benefit
would
of
come in, yeah.
having a partner.
It does benefit because I think about it a little bit more than he does. I think sometimes, and that's left-right, yeah.
Well, congratulations again,
Thank you so
guys.
much. Thank you so much.
I'm going to go ahead and pass this back to Jason and Ava.
All right. Oof, man.
And congratulations to our new 8-ball doubles champions out of Georgia, taking care of business, and they are taking home $5,000. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in this evening. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time, with coverage of the APA Masters Championship. Make sure you come back and join us.